Hey friends, so I used ChatGPT to come up with some basic idea for rendering for the customer. It's basically just a push pin topiary. Originally we were going to use a clear acrylic base, but we didn't end up doing that. I used Fusion 360 to come up with a general shape, and then I sliced it into 1.5-inch pieces, which we cut out on the CNC using insulation foam. The idea was to just stack them all up together. And I 3D printed a little base that would slide through a PVC pipe, and we could screw that into a larger base. Here I'm just stacking all the pieces together, which took way too long because they weren't organized. I cut them at random because it nested better, and material yield was just way better doing that. I added some expanding foam into like any spots to fill any gaps, and obviously we need to cover this with some kind of greenery, so I got these stems off of Amazon. On their own, they kind of look terrible, so I got these 12 by 12 greenery sheets. We basically just hammered them on using, I think they're landscape staples. Then we went back through and filled in the gaps. You can see me just testing a small section, a little strip there to get a feel of how it would look before committing to the whole thing. This part was taking forever on my own, so I had Shawn come over and help out. We probably spent another 3 hours on it together. I had kind of a weird thought too. I asked the customer how wide their door was because I kept joking about how huge this was. And obviously that's too big to fit through a doorway. The base is about 44 inches wide at the bottom, and we ended up having to cut the whole thing in half. So we used some steel rods to hold it together. And another issue was it wasn't going to fit in our van. So I asked my dad if we could use his truck, and he graciously built this cool cover over the bed so we could drive it without everything just blowing apart on the highway. And then we added the plywood on top just to keep the whole thing stable. I had to print a decal for the stem. We didn't want just a PVC pipe showing at the bottom there. So we slapped on the decal, and it was time to cut the base. So I used a 3/4 inch plywood, but our router is broken, so I had to jigsaw this old school style by hand. It wasn't hard necessarily, it just kind of took forever, and it was still 93 degrees out. I bought a sheet of fake grass from Menards, which was really awesome because it was on clearance. I laid it out and just cut the shape and then stapled it to the backside. It was actually pretty fun. Kind of reminded me of when I worked at the factory, upholstering chairs all day and every day. Next is a video of me putting it together and then just like immediately breaking it because of the weight. So we had to spend like another day just kind of reinforcing the base a little bit. And here's finally the finished product. I hope you like it. It does look like a giant push pin, which is cool because that's kind of what we were going for. Special thanks to Shawn for helping me out, and his wife and my wife for putting up with us on the way to deliver it to Chicago. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you liked it.